Known colloquially, is UK's largest employee-owned business. The partnership comprises both the very well-known department shop John Lewis and the very well-known grocer Waitrose. Maybe you've heard of them. But also maybe you've read the news recently that JLP has now finally come back into profit, so yay. And I'm here to talk to you about the data architecture that is one of the many reasons that we have come back into the profit. A little bit about me. I have been working as a data engineer at JLP since September 23. I graduated with a degree in biochemistry, but very quickly realized that wasn't for me. My career started working on a niche real-time database called KDB in financial institutions, followed by a quick foray into startups. And currently I'm working on the Waitrose team responsible for ingesting and processing online sales data and other data that has to do with online sales. A little background on John Lewis. Is now a really iconic British institution at this stage. It was first, it has been around since the Victorian times when it was established in 1864 by John Lewis, when he first opened a drapery shop on Oxford Street. His son, John Spidan Lewis, was the person who established the John Lewis Partnership as we know it today in 1920, which meant that the employees co-owned the business, and hence we refer to ourselves as partners. And this is the picture of John Lewis shop in Oxford Street in early 1900s. And that was delivery 1904 style with a horse and carriage. So as you can see, we've been around for a very long time. And Waitrose itself was founded in 1904 by Wallace Wade and Arthur Rose, who are shown here, hence the name Waitrose. And poor David Taylor is always a footnote. But it was incorporated into John Lewis Partnership in 1937. So as you can imagine, we've been around for a very long time. And during that time, we have undergone many transformations and adaptations to still be around today. John Lewis in numbers, we have 34 John Lewis shops and 329 Waitrose shops. We served 22.6 million customers last year, and we made 12.4 billion pounds in sales. And this is all run by 83,000 partners, of which I'm proud to say I am one of. So the kind of data we generate a lot of data, and we generate a wide variety of data across both John Lewis and Waitrose. We generate and ingest data from more obvious sources that you would think, such as in-shop sales, online sales, inventory, delivery slots and routes, reviews, recommendations, footfall, and the effectiveness of campaigns. But we also ingest some unusual data that you probably wouldn't expect, which is, for example, we have a partnership credit card that I don't think many people know about, and we also offer home, car, and pet insurance. So we generate data from within the partnership, but we also import from third-party sources. So there are various streams of data within the partnership coming from internal sources and third parties. Up until around 2019, this data was spread out and living across multiple locations. A lot of data was stored on on-premise databases. And in addition to this, during the course of the 2010s, the partnership also had data living in some cloud systems. And this created data silos. We had four main silos, which was John Lewis, Waitrose, customer data, and financial data. This made it difficult to access the data and run analysis. So, for example, why that would be an issue is because we have John Lewis products being sold in Waitrose shops and vice versa. So if you're only analyzing the performance of that product in one of them, you're only getting half the story. And in 2019, the JLP partnered with Google to use their GCP services in an attempt to consolidate all this data into the one location. And this was the first step in what eventually led to the creation of what we call a partnership data platform. So the data partnership platform is a secure, scalable, reliable, and standardized data platform that serves all of the partnership. We store data from both John Lewis and Waitrose. It is a central store of both internal data and data from third parties, as I've mentioned, and it is used to feed data analytics. We are a team of data engineers, delivery leads, product owners, data analysts, and QAs working across several squads. So as I said earlier, I am on the squad that takes care of all the Waitrose products online. And we also work with other teams within the partnership. We work with data scientists on data transformation logic for DBT models. And we also work with data governance teams to ensure data quality, security, and compliance to organizational standards. We are really seeing an increased adoption within partnership of the PTP platform. And so far, we have onboarded 130 on-premise databases into the cloud. This is a snapshot of the technologies that make up PTP. We use GCP as our cloud provider. We use infrastructure as code. We use Terraform to manage and provision the services. This is run as part of our CI/CD pipeline, and it isn't really written directly by us data engineers. It's done by an adjacent team. However, our knowledge of it really does help. We use dbt models for data transformation logic, and we use Airflow to schedule data import and export and transformation pipelines. Of course, we use Snowflake as our data warehouse. We're utilizing some of Snowflake's features, such as Snowpipe and dynamic data masking. Data masking is specifically very important to us to ensure that only the right people can see the data that they are authorized to see. And we work closely with our data governance team to ensure the correct masking policies are applied. Of course, we also use their loading and unloading capabilities all the time. And then finally, Tableau is used for building out reports, dashboards, and development by our data science teams. So this is a vanilla example of a data import pipeline that is used across both John Lewis and Waitrose. As you can see, we use the extract, load, transform, or ELT paradigm as opposed to ETL. It is a batch process at the moment, primarily. There isn't really a need for us to have data streaming continuously throughout the day. However, this may change in the future because we are seeing requests coming in now for data to be pulled in more regularly, so it could be changed. So just to talk a bit about it, we receive data from third parties and internal teams. The data is imported into a GCP bucket. It's then scanned for malware using the security scanner, which is maintained by a separate platform team. It then spits it out to another GCP bucket, and from then on, Snowpipe loads it into the landing Snowflake layer. From then on, we use dbt transformation logic if we require any transformations on top of it, after which we ingest it into the curation layer and then the consume layer, and then from the consume layer, it's available to our data scientists to use from Tableau. The data is either pulled by us or from upstream buckets or APIs, or it is pushed to us from third teams. We usually use Airflow scheduled jobs to execute that. And then from here on, up until this landing layer, it's really like a hands-off, event-driven pipeline. It all works automatically. After which, Airflow would monitor that, and then once it all has completed successfully, it then runs our dbt transformation logic, which is provided to us by the data scientists. And Airflow jobs are scheduled either by cron jobs, which is the standard way, I guess, to schedule that, or we also use cloud functions to trigger them upon files arrival in GCP bucket. So here are some results. The data is now not in silos anymore. It is in a secure centralized location. So the data scientists have access to both the John Lewis and the Waitrose data. It provides easy access to data for authorized users. We can run analytics and meet compliance obligations and optimize operations. PDP is part of a 5-year plan to make Waitrose and John Lewis the go-to for quality, value, and sustainability. We're beginning to see financial results. So this year we had a profit before tax and exceptionals of £42 million. That means that we have, which is up from a loss of £78 million the previous year. And our net cash generated from operating activities has increased to £433 million. And what that means is that we have more liquidity in the business to invest back into the business, such as our plans for the adoption of AI, which we have adopted and we're continuing to adopt. Or, as you can imagine, it's a very hot topic. Looking to the future, at John Lewis Partnership, we're very proud of our history and heritage, but we're not stuck in the past. We're very much looking to the future. The state of the partnership data platform that I showed you guys is constantly evolving. It is not static. We're continuously improving on this platform, and this is achieved by and helped by a culture of innovation and internal knowledge. So we have regular internal meetings where data engineers can share their solutions to problems or share what they've learned. We're also constantly changing our ways of working. As I said, we're now working with the data governance team, which with my team that's come in really like in the last month or so. But we're also focusing on establishing on a data modeling team and an MLOps team. We're exploring ways of utilizing AI and ML in the partnership. And we're really looking forward to ensuring that both John Lewis and Waitrose are around for many more years to come. That's it. Any questions? Yeah.
Any challenges in building that infrastructure?
No. The way that John Lewis have really laid out is that we have a paving road team, so they kind of take a lot of the kind of hassle away from us. So we already have predefined structures of putting pipelines together. However, as I said, there's nothing stopping us from raising requests for comment or bringing our own ideas to the table either. Yeah.
Slightly related question. Now that it's in place and working, if you were to pick one area of it where you're seeing most kind of regular challenges or the bit you'd like to improve the most, which part of that pipeline would you choose to improve?
That's a good question. I know, I feel like it works really smoothly already. I think when I did have like challenges in terms of getting up to speed to it, but once you kind of know it, it does come together really smoothly. I mean, we have had challenges where for regulatory reasons, we had to, the ingestion part, we had to do that, figure out to do that a different way. But honestly, like Snowflake, Snowpipe makes it really easy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's really like a really well thought out platform so far. But as I said, maybe if I would change one thing, maybe look into seeing how we can maybe move more to streaming. But again, it's not really like we don't really need data to be available there in real time. It's yeah. That thing, yeah. Yeah.
I have a two-part question. I think the first one was about your data modeling, having all those different data sources. How do you make sense of all? Because that seems like a lot of science now in that storage people talking about packing dimensions here. And I'm surprised that you said, oh, you're having a data modeling tool to make that happen.
Oh, so we don't have them at the moment. So actually, coming back to your question, maybe yeah, data modeling is like it's a thing that we're moving forward towards. We're kind of in the process of building out a data mart kind of approach to things. So yeah, we're going to be having an internal, not an internal. It's actually going to be an external, but we're going to have a data modeling team coming in. So we'll see how we work with them. Yeah.
And then the second part was looking at your tool stack.
Yeah.
The thing I was, one I didn't see was with so many sources and data, what is your image tool? Do you have like Atlan or Calibra on top of everything else?
Oh, we do have Calibra. We keep track of, so we, part of when we have a new source come in, we work with the data analysts to define, and data governance to define definitions of columns to put into Calibra, and that's done by them. But we don't really, I think at the moment, we're looking to adopt Grafana, but that's kind of up to squads themselves, how they monitor the pipeline. So for example, with our team, some teams have adopted Grafana, but my team specifically, we're in the process of like incorporating that for monitoring. At the moment, it like goes into Slack. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a question about the data scientist. So
Yeah.
in your diagram, it looked like the data scientist was interacting using Tableau
Yeah.
with the data and stuff. So does that give them all the power that they need and interaction with the data from Tableau, or do they need to use other tools or Python, Jupyter notebooks, that type of stuff alongside?
From what I heard, no, but that's not really a question for me because I'm really hands off with that Tableau interaction with them. We kind of really, oh yeah, we actually have a Tableau person from John Lewis. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Some of the Tableau solutions in the partnership. So all of our users in the partnership, like every partner can have access to Tableau at some level. Our data scientists, they use like notebooks can also surface their results through Tableau and then share that with their people that have requested work we've done, stuff like that. So we have award-winning they built a bake-off forecasting tool. So all of our Waitrose branches get constant updates of what they need to put on the shelves. So that's data scientists where that's surfaced through Tableau.
Is there, so follow up on that, is there any plans on getting them out to sort of encouraging them to use DBT for any kind of modelling that they may need to do?
What we do, so the way we work with data scientists is that they go off and do their job, and then they provide us with a raw SQL code, and then it's up to data engineers to integrate that with DBT.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool, thank you.
I've got a question around how you integrate your Snowflake Tableau Calibra. Because obviously, if some pipelines break for whatever reason, I guess you maybe want to make sure that your extract refreshes don't run, or you don't update the catalog in Calibra and you tell Calibra that stuff is broken. How do you get around those sorts of things?
So Calibra is kind of, from what I understand, it is manually updated by whoever is doing the classification. But in my experience, like we run the airflow job.
So we are in the process of having an API call from Snowflake to Calibra and Tableau, so that all three are talking to each other, so they've got all the lineage and all the stuff. And some of our data engineers, because they're awesome, so that's right. Our data engineers, when we did it, they didn't tell me, and they showed me, which is awesome. They've got an API call on the Tableau server, so it tells Tableau when something has broken, and it then alerts the user when they log into Tableau that this is broken. There's a data alert. So that's all automatic. And it also triggers the extracts as well. So when the job is finished to load, or custom, whatever it's doing, it then triggers the extract.
Just dive a bit inside.
One team has done it.
Yeah.
How did they introduce them with API integration? Has it been easy?
Yeah, they've done that pretty easy actually.
So we've done the API information.
Yeah,
Proved okay.
yeah, so we've got, I know I'm still at the back.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Our engineers have been really awesome. They've literally just gone and done stuff. They've gone and read the documentation and tested stuff out. And I think coming back to your point, they've then shared that with the rest of the engineering squad. So it's really, really good. It's making my life easier. Because I just take their best practice and stuff.
Yeah.
One more question, Prana? It's sort of going again, really, but I'm just interested in how, when the data scientists are doing their stuff in Tableau, how you are sort of reliably pushing that back up into the data layer, not having like a proliferation of jobs and everything all over the place. So you put those back into Snowflake, for example?
We have a special testing database within Snowflake for data scientists to do their thing, but nothing goes into production without going through us and DBT before that. So they can do whatever they want with that test database. But yeah, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a situation where a data scientist goes and breaks something on that.
I guess it's more about stopping them doing everything in Tableau.
Yeah.
And making sure that there's that behaviour that pushes a lot of the logic up into that data layer rather than having it in particular areas of
We monitor what's going on.
Yeah.
So we've got 1,000 people in our Slack community with data engineers and analysts. So there's really good engagement with them, and they know that actually if they're doing something, they need to have a chat with the engineers. They need to talk to the development. So that happens. But when we do find stuff, everyone knows the code should be running in Snowflake.
Cool. We're going to do a quick 5-minute break before the next talk. But yeah, big clap for Anna, please.